Hey there, Kim Danger here. Today, I'm diving into something that can completely shift how you think about your habits, and it's called the habit loop. So, this idea comes from the book The Power of Habit by Charles Duhigg, and it's all about understanding how habits form, why they stick, and how you can adjust them to better align with your goals. So, first up, what is the habit loop? It's the idea that every habit, whether it's a good habit or a bad habit, follows the same pattern. It's called the cue, routine, reward loop. And here's how it works. First up is the cue. This is the trigger that tells your brain it's time to act, like a time of day, an emotion, or something in your environment. Next is the routine. This is the behavior or action you take in response to that cue. And last up is the reward. This is the payoff, the reason your brain remembers and keeps repeating that loop. So here's an example. Let's say it's 3 o'clock, you're feeling stressed or tired. Your routine would be you grab a sugary snack. And then the reward is you get that quick energy boost and you feel comforted for a little while. Your brain remembers that this habit loop feels good because of the reward, so that the next time it's 3 p.m. and your slump hits, it automatically craves that same routine and the same reward. So, why is this habit loop important? Here's the thing. Habits are patterns that are deeply ingrained. It's how our brains are wired to operate efficiently. Your brain identifies a cue, it runs that routine, and it delivers a reward, often without you even thinking about it. But here's the cool part: you don't have to break a habit entirely to change it. Keep the cue and the reward the same, and you can retrain your brain to follow a healthier, more productive pattern. Let's say you're working on cutting back on late night snacking. Here's how you can interrupt that pattern. Let's say your current habit loop looks like this. The cue would be you're watching TV and you feel bored. Your routine would be you head to the kitchen for a snack. And the reward is you feel comforted or distracted. So here's a new habit loop. The cue is the same. You still feel bored while watching TV. But your routine is what changes. Instead of snacking, you grab a cup of herbal tea, do a quick stretch, or even start a small relaxing activity like doodling or reading. The reward is you feel relaxed, refocused, and proud of yourself for sticking with your goals. So the cue is boredom, and the reward, the relief or relaxation stays the same. The only thing that is changing is the routine. So over time, your brain will start to crave the new, healthier action instead of the old one. Today, I'd like for you to identify a habit loop. Pick a habit you want to adjust and write down the cue, the routine, and the reward. Next, I want you to analyze the cue. Ask yourself, is the cue emotional? Are you feeling stress? Are you bored? Are you lonely? Or is it tied to a specific time, place, or environment? Are there certain people or certain situations that trigger it? Just analyze it, really look at it, and try to figure out why you're feeling that way. Next, I want you to adjust the routine. Brainstorm one or two healthier alternatives you can try that will still satisfy the reward. Next, reinforce it. Find a way to make the new routine feel satisfying and worth repeating, whether it's a visual progress like checking something off a tracker or something small that feels good in the moment that acts as a reward. So remember this: habits aren't about willpower, they're about patterns. Often, all it takes to change a habit is interrupting that old pattern and creating a new one. That's how our brains are wired to work, and you can absolutely use this to your advantage. So I'd love to hear what habit loops you're working on today. Share them in the comments or drop them below. You might inspire someone else with your insights.